Let's see if it works. It does work. Grrrrr. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. And today, people, it is National Black Bear Day, people. Yay! Woo! I know everybody's thrilled. Thrilled! First weekend in June, that would be National Black Bear Day. That's right. It's pride for Bear. He's black and he's proud out here. Yes, indeed. Let's get right out into it, people, because, let me find it here, one of these days. Yada, yada, yada. Professional show. All that good stuff. Oh my god, Jimmy is unsubscribed. No bear, no peace. Well, black bears matter. That is true, sir. That is true. Good to have Jimmy here. Great to have Jimmy here. Let me see. Oh, crap. What happened? Oh, for crying out loud. Hold on 1 second here, people. Let's see. Is this still work? Oh, for crying out loud. Why did it do that? Alright, test. Let me see. Is this still on? Professional show. Okay, it's still working. What the heck happened? My OBS crashed. Okay, that still works. It is the hunters out there. They are trying to make sure that people do not celebrate a Black Bear Celebration Day. Let's see. Let's get to it. All right, will it do the thing? Display settings. I'm sorry, people. We started off right at the show, and then it goes to crap. Right when Bear starts, of course. All right, let's see. That works. Everything works momentarily. Because it is National Black Bear Day on the first Saturday in June. And National Black Bear Day recognizes the most commonly found bear in North America. Also known as the American black bear, its scientific name is something. Bear doesn't speak Latin, for crying out loud. It's hard enough to speak English. Despite their name, black bears can even come in shades of cinnamon, blue, blue-gray, and in rare instances, white. There's white supremacist black bears out there. Found in 40 U.S. states and every Canadian province. Where is our favorite Canadian out there? The black bear's enormous range is only beaten by one other four-legged mammal. That would be the white-tailed deer. According to North American black bear biologist, Colleen, I do not know how to pronounce your last name there. Coastal North Carolina has the largest black bears on the planet. That's why Bear went to a Bear Island not that long ago. The current world record and previous world record came from North Carolina. Gotta stay out of there. She also points to the northeastern part of the state also has the world's highest black bear densities. In North Carolina, black bears have access to high-protein crops and enjoy mild winters. I tell you, the freezing and snow, no, not at all. Which is why there's so many bears and grow to be so enormous. Well, lady, it's all subjective, I suppose. When a black bear stands on its hind legs, it has the most human-like qualities. They have a prey instead of a predator mentality, so they aren't interested in eating your pets. Most of the time. Because they are omnivores, bears eat plants and animals. They forage for berries, roots, and insects, and sometimes, comic books, all that sort of stuff. But will also eat small mammals, fish, and carrion. If a bear has been fed human, I tell you, people, once again, it goes like this. It goes fish, it goes garbage, and then it's humans. People always say, "Oh, a bear is gonna eat me." No, you people don't. You just don't taste that good. Crying it out. Oh, excuse me. If a bear has been fed human food, which is delicious, by the way, it will also help himself to your picnic leftovers or camping supplies or your garbage. This is where they have earned a bad reputation, I tell you. You eat out of somebody's camping supplies one time, and then they say, "Oh, let's go ahead and shoot the guy." But that's why we shouldn't feed. You should feed the bears. You should! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Oh, great to see Amy out here, and I'm sure Melissa is well, not that far behind. Uranus Americus. Bear does not speak Latin hard enough. It is a happy day. Thank you, Amy. It is a happy day. How can you observe National Black Bear Day? Well, you're right here on YouTube's #1 show by a bear. So that's, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. That would be one way. You would be racist if you don't hit that thumbs up button for bear on National Black Bear Day. It is likely you live within driving distance of a preserve where black bears can be observed in the wild. Well, or just, in wooded areas, with plenty of open garbage cans out there. You don't have to go to a national forest. They might be right there behind you. You gotta respect their habitat, follow the park rules, and you'll get to view one of North America's most Bear needs to put that up there. Most extraordinary animal. Right here, people. Use hashtag National Black Bear Day to share on social media. There you go. There you go. Look at all that stuff. Saturday in June, yada, yada, yada. Do it, and do it well out there. The article says if you feed your bears your leftover sandwiches, they'll be your friends, right? Leftover sandwiches? Leftover Amy. How dare you? A bear is not like a second-hand sandwich eating animal out there. Well, I guess. Well, most time. All right, we'll settle. Hey, if it's leftover, make sure. Bear doesn't like to eat the crust, though. That's the one thing bear doesn't like. Always got to cut around it there. It just doesn't like the crust. I mean, come on. Who eats the crust for crying out loud? Only garbage sandwiches, then. It is true, people. It is true. Well, I do suppose there probably is maybe some other days or something out there. So I guess since it's the first part of June, let's go ahead and check those out as well. So let's get rid of this. Happy National Black Bear Day, everybody. Happy National Black Bear Day. Don't be a racist. Subscribe to the Comics Bear, says Jimmy. That's true. That's true. There you go. All right, people, it is June. And you know what that means. It's National Returning Youth Month. What? National Returning Youth Month? Do they get younger? I don't know what that means. National Migraine and Headache Awareness Month. National Caribbean American Heritage Month. Yeah, man. National PTSD Awareness Month. National Homeownership Month. National Give a Bunch of Balloons Month. What the hell? Why not? National Pollen. How dare they? The bees get a whole month and bear only gets a day? What the heck's going on here? It is National DJ Month. National DJ Month as well. They did it 2 times for some reason. National Safety Month, people. You only gotta be safe for 1 month. It is African American Music Appreciation Month. That's right. National, to go along with it, National Soul Food Month. National Papaya Month, people. What a great time. What a great time to have National Iced Tea Month. If you're going to find a bear, it's the month to do it because it's National Great Outdoors Month. National Dairy Month. How dare you? Bear is intolerant. Bear is intolerant of Dairy Month. National Country Cooking Month. Wait a minute, isn't that the same thing as soul food? Are they 2 different? Country cooking and soul food. I don't know about that one. That's an odd one there. That is an odd one there. People, it is National Camping Month. Oh, it's National Candy Month. National Fresh Fruits and Vegetable Month. I don't know if those 2 go together. I don't know if Candy Month and Fresh Fruits and Vegetables go together. It is... Oh, this makes Bear sad here. National Adopt a Cat Month. Oh man, I might circle back to that at the end of the show here. Makes Bear sad. National Accordion Awareness Month. Bear wasn't even aware. Turkey Lovers Month, people. It is turkey. Speaking of sandwiches, National Rose Month, people. Something called a bunch of letters in Pride Month? Oh. Uh, Fight the Filthy Fly Month. I have no idea. No idea. Does turkey lovers go in with the LGBTQIA plus 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 plus? Is that the kind of turkey lovers there are? Finally, people. Bear. Aquarium Month, or as Bear likes to call it, all the fish in the right spot. All the good fish in the right spot out there, people. Yes, indeed. So there you go. There's your national months, people. Still not sure about the cooking and soul food month. Kind of odd. Great to see Grant out here. And great to see Melissa as well. Yes, indeed. National Safety Month. So when is National Running with Scissors Month? That might have been last month. So you run around with the scissors, you poke your eye out, and then it's like, oh gosh, I should have waited until National Safety Month, for crying out loud. I just put some National Iced Tea Month on it. It'll be okay. National Dairy Month. Is there a National Lactose Intolerance Month? Bear needs that. Melissa says, I wonder how mega corporations would celebrate a safety month. Pack knee pads in their products. Maybe. No, they would just wrap any product that they have, just like with the bubble wrap. Like they get the bubble wrap, or like the other ones where you get like, have you ever seen it, where they get the huge box, but they've only ordered like a small item, so they put like a bunch of like, I don't know what you call them, like air pillows? Little air pillows in there, so they got those. So maybe just wrap it up with some of that. There you go. Wouldn't harm a fly. It's not fly month, is it? I hope it's not fly month. Anyways, there we are. Amy else, did you say Accordion Awareness Month? Yes, indeed. I think it's towards the end. Let me find it. National Accordion Awareness Month. That would be June. Ear pillow. I don't know what they call them. They're bigger than the bubble wraps. They come in like ribbons of them. Bear got that the other day. There was like an 8-foot like ribbon of something. It's like, okay, couldn't you just put it in a smaller box? But you got the male people out there just shaking the heck out of everything. So you never know. You never know. Yes, it is for real, Melissa. There it is, right there. Would the National Day calendar lie to you? Would they? Would they? I don't know. That might be something that Bear isn't going to, he's not going to dwell on too much, because otherwise they would just shoot a hole right through every first start of every month when Bear kills a little bit of time here trying to figure out what the national month of. People do need to be aware of accordions. That's true. Maybe that's why it goes with Safety Month. You might actually trip on them. That is true. All right, let me get to, if I can find it here. 1 second here, people. We got just a couple campaign updates here. Go ahead and just kind of get them out of the way before we get into the main attraction here. The Dale Keown stuff. Looking forward to the Rambo book out there. Where am I? For crying out loud. Nope, that's not it. One of these days. Professional show, yada yada yada. From your boy Zach. He says, Dale Keown's first kill. That'd be the cover line art. Hi everyone. Hiya boy. Comics legend Dale Keown just completed the black and white line art and tones for the main first kill cover. He also let me know that he has a bold concept to color it himself. There you go. Well, all the colorists out there, I mean, just dropping like flies. So, yeah, I guess you gotta color it yourself. Watch out, Dale. Don't get involved with the whole colorist situation there. You need to be around, sir, for making like 95% of the Comicsgate covers out there. There he is. There he is, a very action-packed Sly Stallone out there, ready for some action. Ready for some action. Actually, Bear just watched Memorial Day. He actually watched the Rambo 3. Rambo 3. Might start getting ready to do another watch along. So we'll stay tuned for that. Stay tuned. Is that supposed to be Sly Stallone? Asked Jiminy. Supposed to be. Here, let's see if we can get this a little bit larger here. Let's take a look. 1 second, if old OBS will agree with Beer here. There we go. There he goes. More of kind of a animation looking Sly Stallone. He took a little bit of liberties there, but it's supposed to be a very young Sly. So, a young Rambo, I should say. So, maybe there. There you go. Looking pretty good. I like the depth that they have there, where he's kind of coming out of the jungle with the knife ready to strike, and you got kind of the jungle leaves in the background there with Rambo in the center. So no, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Except for the gun part. For crying out loud, just go with the knife. Just go with the knife out there. He battled like a whole what was that? Like the sheriffs in the first movie. Just with the knife. Just with the knife there. You don't need the gun, for crying out loud. Rambo 3, he was like taking out the helicopter with the bow and arrow. I'm like, where the hell did he get the bow and arrow from? I guess they had I guess he packed it in his backpack or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. Doesn't really look like him to me, says Grant. Well, art, it's in the eye of the beholder out there. Let's see. Grant says he was actually impressed with the quality, though. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. Jimmy says great art, but the likeness is lacking. Interesting. The scary thing is, Dale probably drew this when he was drunk and still 1,000 times better than his art. Jiminy's art, so. Maybe. Drunk and or high, probably. There you go. Yes, Stallone did co-write the book. Actually, hold on. Where is it? Hold on 1 second here, people. Let's show people what we're talking about here. There we go. There is First Kill. That would be the Rambo book from your boy Zach out there. I think this is the Keown White, the image that you see there. So, excuse me. Bear's got the burps, for crying out loud. That is the Keown White cover there. So looking pretty good. Let's see, what is he up to? 200. Nice job. $216,000. 216. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Good job. Good job, you boy. Yeah, so I don't know. There's like 5 different covers out there, so you don't have to get this one. I think Bear got the Keown cover, if Bear's remembering correctly. Looking pretty good. Anyways, Dale Keown literally doing every cover in Comicsgate out there. So maybe he was just a little bit rushed. He's got like 20 other covers to do, so he just got to rush through this one real quick. Let's see, Grant says, I think it was a bow that folded up, but he doesn't remember. It's been a while. It might have been folded up. Not really sure there, but yeah, there you go. It's kind of like, whoa, what the hell? Where did the bow come from? Like he had the explosive arrows from the previous movie. It's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. Did what was his name? Kurtwood Smith just give him like, the explosive arrows again? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, I'm looking forward to doing a watch-along of Rambo 3 out there. Those have been the only ones that Bear's seen. 4 and 5, Bear has no clue about. They could be great. They could be terrible. I don't know. We'll figure it out together, people. Yes, indeed. All right, let me move on from this. These people are so disturbed, quite disturbed by the way that Sly looks here. For crying out loud, Bear thought, hey, not too bad. But other opinions out there, other opinions. This from Aaron the Presty, people. Keown shirts. Well, man, we're betting a negative 1,000 here. Hey, everybody. Hey, Aaron. Just a quick note to let you all know that the second wave of the Keown werewolf shirts have been shipped out today. That would have been June 2nd, yesterday. You should have yours in a week or less. Thank you all who have ordered and supported this portion of the campaign. Let's actually take a look. Here we go. There it is. Kind of looks like beer. Looks like beer on a bad night. He says all shirts at this point have been fulfilled and shipped. More coming on the Wraith of God Blood Hunters book very soon. So looking forward to that. He's getting the shirts out, getting the books ready to go. Aaron's just got it going on here. Everybody else is saying, hey, Dale Keown, we want you to do our cover. Aaron says, no, sir. I want you to do a shirt. So there you go. Here you are. You can order the extra large, the extra extra large, the extra 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 large, or even the extra 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 large, if you so desire. So there we go. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, let's see. I am way behind on the chat here. Let's see. Adopt an accordion playing a Cat Week. It's like a Venn diagram section for this month. You're making Bear sad here. All right, let's see. It turns you into a werewolf, and the picture of the shirt changes to look like you in human form. Well, there you go. There you are. Very energetic. Very energetic. He's like, Rah! All the veins are popping out. Man, oh man, you would say he looks hungry, but he's got blood everywhere. So he probably has already eaten, but maybe still a little bit hungry. Yes, indeed. All right, let me get back because we've actually got very important stuff to talk about here. Oops, that's not it. Professional show. Yada yada yada. Is this it? There we are. There we are. Because people, Bear knows his audience here. And they want to talk about, well, gosh dang it. One of these days, professional show, yada yada yada. No, that's not it. For crying out loud. Where are we? There we go. Trying to say, people want to talk about the Littlest Mermaid. And it's like, all right, let's get to it. No, screwed up. For crying out loud. Squeeze Box Kitties sounds like a new wave rock band. Interesting. No accordions for bears. We do not play the accordion. Bear has no concept of how to. Probably the claws as well just wouldn't work. So, probably just. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Don't they have like the. What was it? The Berenstein Bears? What is that? Is that the one at Disney World where they have the animatronic bears and they're playing in the band or whatever? I think maybe they have. Wait a minute, don't they have an accordion bear? They must have. They must have. I'd probably put him in a dress by this point, but there you go. There you go. Yes, there we go. We can't have that without clipping the nails. Clipping the nails out there. All right, what are we talking? What the heck, man? Crying out loud, Bear is getting turned around by all this accordion talk. When Bear started the show today, he was like, okay, of all the things that we're going to talk about, accordions aren't going to be up there. But Bear was wrong. All right, a little bit of a compare and contrast here, people. A little bit of compare and contrast. Our good folks here at Deadline here. Let's see, Anthony D'Alessandro. This was from a couple days ago, talking about the Little Mermaid. We'll talk about Spider-Man in just a minute here, but I wanted to do a little bit of a compare and contrast. And basically, trade magazines, but just how big of kind of in the tank they are for all this sort of stuff. Let's see. Little Mermaid still swimming. 217 plus opening. Boosted by an $80 million promo campaign. We'll get to that in a second. Biggest for Disney live action title. They say this is the Monday updates. This is for the holiday weekend out there. Disney is holding firm to its 117.5. Now, this is important, people. 4-day opening estimates on The Little Mermaid. After a $27.4 million Sunday and a projected $22.1 million on Monday. Rivals still see it higher at around 119, but Disney isn't a studio that likes to get over its skis and their estimates. It was estimated to do, if Beer remembers correctly, between 130 to 140. They revised it down to 120. It actually came in below that, so there is that. But they're really hopeful. They're really hoping to talk it up here. At the end of the day, Little Mermaid's box office course wasn't that far off from Aladdin's. Ariel being more front-loaded in her Hey now, let's not go there with Ariel. Let's see. Aladdin did 31.5, $30 million on Sunday and 25 on Monday. So a little ahead, little behind. I mean, pretty close there. This is a very solid start for the Little Mermaid, despite coming in slightly lower than the anticipated $120 million four-day Memorial Day weekend. Again, it was revised down from barely's 140. I think some of them had it actually as high as 160. So there you go. So they keep revising it down, but they're not really telling people that. They're like, oh yeah, it tracked really well. No, it didn't. It came in probably $20 to $30 million below what they actually thought it was. The 2023 box office per ComScore through Sunday is at $3.36 billion, 28% ahead of 2022. Is that when Aladdin came out? It might have been earlier there. But anyways, the box office, almost 30% ahead of where they were in 2022. Now they're saying that they got a slow start. A slow start with Guardians of the Galaxy 3, one of the most probably anticipated movies of the summer. Probably, right up there with Mission Impossible, with some of the other ones out there. Maybe the Oppenheimer movie. We'll talk about Spiderman here in just a minute, but yeah, I mean, it's a slow start. Guardians of the Galaxy, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, other key marketing stunts that made the Little Mermaid event, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. They're going to talk about all that stuff. But it was kind of important here where they actually talked about... Here we go. We've learned that The Little Mermaid had the biggest global promotional partner campaign for a Disney-branded live-action title. Whew, that's a long sentence. Not Lucasfilm or Marvel Cinematic Universe. Estimated at over $80 million in value. This isn't even what Disney put in. This is actually what... Well, they might have put in some money, but it's actually up to others. So there was no car partner. Really? Come on. For Ariel... I guess it's pretty hard to hit the gas and the brake if you've got, like, fins. McDonald's launched a Happy Meal program. An under-the-sea fun themed drive-thru. HSN and Disney teamed up with Regal to launch the first shoppable augmented reality experience. Oh, for crying out loud. NFTs. Mattel broke new ground with its manufacturing to create a doll hair that depicts Ariel's. That's hot. Okay. Booking.com designed a bespoke listing for the ultimate Little Mermaid getaway that brought the ocean's aesthetic to home. ULTA, I have no idea. Wait a minute. Black girls need sunscreen? Okay, well, we'll go with it, I suppose. I've never heard of that. Kellogg made a splash at nearly 4,000 Walmart stores with exclusive packs of mesmerizing berry. And Annie created limited edition line of snacks and pasta featuring Ariel on the pack and movie ticket offerings on a $4.1 million pack. So basically, Annie's bought a number of movie tickets and they put them into their snacks and pastas or whatever. I've never heard of these people there before, but they basically put up an amount of money there, and it still came below what they were expecting, even after they revised it down there. So let's see, did they have? Pardon me, people. Pardon me here. There we go. Okay, 4,320 theaters, 30 million. So here's kind of the interesting part. So three day, right? $104 million. 4 day, this is kind of a projection. This is domestic, by the way. We'll get into international in just a second. 4 day, 121. So an extra 20, 19, we'll call it 19. Well, let's call it 20. $20 million on that extra day there. On that extra day. And then you can see Fast X, Guardians of the Galaxy. Super Mario doing excellent. Look at Super Mario compared to Little Mermaid there. So they've got, let's see, week 8 compared to week 1 there. But as we will see, Little Mermaid kind of, can we say took a dive? Took a dive out there. Yes, indeed. Amy says that shot looks terrible. Let's see. That one? Yeah, they all look like, actually, let me, hold on just a second, people. Speaking of which, I think I've got it here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, a lot of these look kind of odd. I'm not sure, not exactly sure. Some of the underwater stuff just looks very, what do they call that? Uncanny Valley. Looks very odd compared to the rest of the sort of natural ones there. So I don't know. Kind of looks weird. Let's see. Grant says I'll go with Rockabilly. What the heck? What are we talking about here? Let's see. Amy says I feel like the mermaid won't have long legs though. There we go. There we are. Which is true. Let's see. Variety here. He says the Little Mermaid user ratings weighed by IMDb after unusual influx of negative scores. Yeah, here's another. Let me see if I can get out of that. There we go. Do the thing with the thing. Here we go. That's another terrible one. Like there was like this just like I don't know if it's like supposed to be in 3D or something, but yeah, you can tell the fish aren't real. And I don't know. The hair is really weird. Why does she have scales over her boobs? I don't know. But not over her chest or belly there. I guess maybe when like she's like on the surface there. I guess they go away. You'd hate to be the prince there on the wedding night, and you're like, oh, all right, baby, all right. And it's like, oh my God, fish scales, ah! Yeah, I don't really sure how that would work. The IMDb made changes to its rating systems for Disney's live-action remake after the new release became the largest target for review bombing. Or maybe the film isn't that good. A practice in which production is flooded with negative reviews by users who wield multiple accounts or employ bots to create new ones. There we go. But it's not like they would ever, Disney would never employ a bot to, hey, it's the best movie I've ever seen. Since its release, The Little Mermaid has garnered 41,000 user ratings on IMDb, while the film has earned a positive 7.0 average score. More than 39% of the ratings are 1 star, the lowest possible option. IMDb has placed a notice on the film's rating page, writing that the site's ratings mechanism has detected unusual voting activity on this title. Wait a minute, are we allowed to say that? Are we allowed to say unusual voting activity? Actually, we've got a story about that in just a little bit there. We'll talk about that later. To preserve the reliability of our rating system, an alternate weighting calculation has been applied. This message has been employed by IMDb before in the cast of other atypical user score patterns. So they go on, blah 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 blah. But yeah, they were basically saying that, hey, we're being ratings bombed. Oh, that's why the Little Mermaid isn't doing that well. So Disney kind of came in and got to say, hey, let's put our thumbs on the scale here and make sure that the people that are saying bad things about our movie aren't allowed to be heard. Jiminy calls it cinematic affirmative action. I don't know if it's that or if it's just basically, Disney trying. Let's go through the list. Let's go through the list here. Black Panther was supposed to do over $1 billion. If it did $1 billion, it barely scraped into there. It was considered a flop if it did make $1 billion. Let's see. What's the next one? The Ant-Man and the Wasp. Probably it'll make some money, but not what they thought it would be. It's essentially a flop, but it still made a little bit of money. You've got The Little Mermaid coming up. Let's see. You actually got. Let me pull it out here. You've got the Elemental. I was gonna say Elementals. Pixar's Elemental becomes the lowest rated original movie in studio history on Rotten Tomatoes. There is that. Let's see. The direct and Savannah Sanders. So there you go. So they got, let's see, those couple, Pixar's one. Oh boy! And then we get to go watch Indiana Jones. And where's my heartburn medication? So not not looking very, very well on a lot of this stuff. So that might be one reason why IMDb is kind of tilting the scales here. I don't know if it has to do with her ethnicity or not. I think it's just Disney being Disney shields out there. Amy says everyone knows there's no such thing as rigged voting systems. Oh, we'll talk about that. People don't like this movie, so we're just going to cheat and help it a little bit by raising the ratings. Well, might not have turned out that well then. A Little Mermaid swimming against strong tides at overseas box office, leaving break even in question. Yeah, another terrible shot there. In a rare situation for a Disney titpole, particularly a live-action title based on a treasured classic animated musical, The Little Mermaid looks to bank more at the domestic box office ultimately than overseas, with $300 million to $260 million abroad. At that level, per finance sources. Sources say a reported $250 million production budget, a production cost rather, and $140 million global marketing spend. Add another $80 million on top of that, and you're talking a little bit of money there. The Little Mermaid could very well break even. However, anything in the low $400 million global threshold, for crying out loud. Grab a drink here. In this fish is apt to be sinking to a loss of around $20 million. Not a huge disappointment, but a disappointment nonetheless, one film financier told Deadline. The studio's summer slate remains in a precarious position after it boldly world premiered two major titles in Cannes to lackluster reviews. Indiana Jones and Elemental. So there you go. There you go. So, they're not... They're striking out here on a couple of them. Striking out on a couple of them out there. But that was last week. People. Let's take a look at this week. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. By the way, this is a Sony movie, so this has nothing to do with the MCU or Marvel Bear hasn't seen the movie, so I don't want to say it doesn't have anything to do with Marvel. It is a Sony-produced movie. Let's just put it that way. It posts the best opening day of 2023 with $51 million in a 3-day. Now at 113. But you're saying Bear, but the Little Mermaid did better. The Mermaid did better. It did 117. It did 117 on 4-day. 4-day. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Cuatro days. So actually, Spider-Man had one last day and almost came up with taking out the Little Mermaid here. How big? By the way, this is want to compare and contrast here. Let's see. Deadline. Anthony D'Alessandro. So it's the same person. There we go. Let's see. Jimmy says, shouldn't we just re-release the original animated movie? It wouldn't have been a lot more popular? I probably should have. Probably very... Why don't they just re-release a lot of their movies? I mean, Disney Plus isn't doing that well, so just put them into the theaters. Maybe that might work out. Let's see. So, Amy says, hey, that'll be the first movie to break even for them in a while if they pull that off. That is true. Maybe, maybe not. How big is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? With an opening day of $51.7 million, it's the biggest opening day of 2023 to date for a movie. Okay, so we've got biggest movie of 2023 so far. The gross is beating Super Mario Bros. Wednesday, 31.7, and even Disney Marvel's Studios opening day for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Booyah! Yeah, I'm sure Guardians will do fine, but it's not going to do what they thought it's going to be. Anyways, it goes on to compare some of the other movies out there. Across the Spider-Verse's opening day is also the third highest for an animated film after Incredibles and Finding Dory. The sequel's Day One is also the best ever for Sony Pictures Animation. I tell you, Sony, and then also, let's see, who did Mario? Universal? They are basically eating Disney's, and I guess you could say Pixar's as well. They're eating their lunch out there. Even though rivals believe that the 3-day is north of 125, they're still concerned about front-loadedness with fanboys and a greater ease today, which we'll get across the Spider-Verse to 113. Talking about the Pix tricky trajectory, one distribution source says, it's an animated film. It's not an animated film. It's a Marvel film. It's not a Marvel film. Great post-track audiences prevail with 93% positive, 82% recommend. It says it's a guy leaning, how dare you, 63% between 18 and 34. The biggest demo, 18 to 24 at 40%. Let's see, diversity demos, Latino, Hispanic, Caucasian, Black, Asian, others, blah, 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 is Asian and others, poor guys. I tell you, lumped in with everybody else. Let's see, strong everywhere, most prominently in the East and the West with the big screens. IMAX, 33%. Wow, that's quite a lot. Quite a lot. So let's go ahead, take a look. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, 4,313 theaters. Friday, 51.7, 3-day, 113 in its first week. Well, let's see how the Little Mermaid is doing. Down a whopping 69, almost 70%. So $11.8 million, 3-day, 41, for a total of 187 by week 2. How much you want to bet Spider-Man is going to beat week 2, The Little Mermaid? Probably quite a bit there. So, anyways, it's kind of interesting to see, how they're talking about, let's see, where was it up here? Fanboys, all this other stuff, guy leading fanboys out there, blah, 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 blah. Oh, there's fanboys, how dare they? And then you kind of go back and you look, oh, they're review bombing us, how dare they? Oh, we're swimming upstream against the box office overseas. Oh my God, it's not like, where did I put this? Hold on. Let me find it here. Let me find it. Where was it? Where was it? Here we go. Here we go. We saw the two different markets that we had here for the lovely Ariel there. She's there off to there to the right. Surrounded by a bunch of friends. Looking very lovely. Of course, you got the Chinese market there, which doesn't really show Ariel's ethnicity all that much. I wonder why. I wonder why out there. Anyways, there you go. Yeah, I wonder why. Wonder why the overseas box office might be swimming against strong tides out there. So there you go. Same author here, same outfit deadline here. Just completely. They have to report on this, but they're not very thrilled to say Spider-Man is doing a whole lot better than the oh gosh, I even forgot it. Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid out there. So there you go. Kind of interesting to see just kind of the back and forth between those two. Oh, they have the whole Little Mermaid criticized by prominent diversity advocate for its dangerous erasure of slavery. It's like, really? We're gonna find slavery in the freaking Little Mermaid. Crying out loud. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Holy cow, P Money is here. Finally, sir. Finally. Sir, howdy. You are celebrating, sir. That would be with beer here for, let me find it. Where are we? That would be National Black Bear Day. That's right. You are a racist if you don't give bear a thumbs up on National Black Bear Day. That's neat. Great to see P Money here. Probably in the same boat as Bear. It's like, well, boy, I would love to watch the Stanley Cups, but the team isn't playing. It's kind of odd not seeing Tampa Bay in the hunt for the cup again. Really odd out there. Yes, Bear also thought that Justin Trudeau had tossed him into a gulag there. All of Canada seems to be a Trudeau gulag these days. Well, we still need to make that underground railroad to Canada. Underground railroad. Let's see. Amy asked, how are the little ones going? Let's see. He says, all of them are good. My oldest just bought a Pac-Man game console and is obsessed with it. Is it the arcade version, or is it one of those like a retro? They make like a retro version. It's kind of like a small version of it. It's kind of interesting. There you go. Pretty cool. Pac-Man. There you are. That's the classics. Let's see. It was Pong that came out first, right? It was Pong. What was the Commodore 64 one? Like Zord or Zod or something like that. And then I think it was Pac-Man. Let's see. It says, yes, the retro arcade version. Very cool. Gotta get the young ones into the classics. The classics first. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yes, indeed. Beer is still playing the Metal Gear Solid game, so there we are. That came out, like 6 years ago. Anywho, moving from Spider-Man here. Bear knows his audience. It's time to talk about Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A sparks anti-woke outrage for VP of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion post. The die at Chick-fil-A. From the New York Post and Ariel Zolber, we'll go along with that. Oops. Chick-fil-A, the chicken sandwich chain, long beloved by conservatives for its long-standing opposition to same-sex marriage. Is that why they like Chick-fil-A? I thought it was for their lemonade's pretty good. The waffle fly, waffle. Let me grab a drink. Waffle fries. There we go. Beer will say it. Those are pretty good. Chicken sandwiches, they're okay. They're salty. Dang it, they're salty for beer. I tell you, salty. A salty chicken sandwich there from a Chick-fil-A. Why am I not? Oh, for crying out loud. Let's see. Sorry about that, people. let's just get right on to it. There we go. There's our Chick-fil-A. Oh, what happened to that? There we go. Let's see. By the way, oh, of course you can't see it. There we go. From the New York Post. From the New York Post, people. Let's see. Is sparking boycott calls after announcing, that's Chick-fil-A, that has hired a executive in charge of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Atlanta-based company named Eric McReynolds to the post of Vice President of DEI 2 years ago, but social media users took note of it in recent days. Igniting angry denunciations on Twitter from conservatives who allege that the firm has gone woke and it's gonna go broke. McReynolds has been employed by Chick-fil-A since 2007. There he is, right there. Oh, I've got the thing there. There we go. There we go. And the thing. There we go. One of these days, professional show. McReynolds has been employed by Chick-fil-A since 2007. He was promoted to the position of Vice President of DEI. Is there a President of DEI? In November of 2021. But recent LGBTQ controversies involving brands such as Bud Light, Target, and Kohl's had triggered scrutiny of other corporate actors. Corporate Americans' embrace of the DEI, which seeks to diversify workforces, has been criticized by conservatives who claim that it's discriminatory based on race and gender. Wow, that's a flip. That is a flip. This is bad. Very bad. I don't want to have a boycott. Are we going to have a boycott, said conservative strategist Joey Mariano, whatever. He then posted an informal poll asking his 166,000 followers whether a boycott is in order. As of late Tuesday afternoon, a little more than 47% of respondents voted in favor of a boycott, while more than half, 52.4%, voted against it. Whatever. Melania, whatever the hell, linked to a page on Chick-fil-A's site titled Committed to Being Together. Better at Together. Committed to being better at together. I like being better together. Whatever. Chick-fil-A is an equal opportunity employer that values diversity, equity, and inclusion. Man, it's almost like you have to say that. We make employment decisions on a non-discriminatory basis and remain committed to maintaining work environments free from any form of harassment. The company added, one of our core values at Chick-fil-A is that we are better together. When we contribute our unique backgrounds and experiences with a culture of belonging, we can discover new ways to strengthen the quality of care we deliver to customers, to the communities we serve, and the world. The world. Except for on Sunday. Except for on Sundays. This company site quoted McReynolds, who said he is committed to ensuring mutual respect, understanding, and dignity everywhere we do business. Except for on Sunday. These tenets are good business practice and crucial to fulfilling our corporate purpose, the newly named VP of DEI says. Some Twitter users were, what? Twitter users are outraged? No. I'm hoping they stand by their Christian values when Twitter commented. Good luck with that. As of today, I'll no longer be eating at Chick-fil-A, wrote another Twitter user. Chick-fil-A, which operates near 3,000 restaurants in the 48 states and the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico, has sought to moderate its policies in recent years in hopes of expanding its appeal beyond core supporters and consumers. Why? Every time bear goes by there, like, shoot, it doesn't even have to be 12 o'clock. It can be 3 in the afternoon. Every single time he goes by there, that drive-through is filled to the brim. Like, we're gonna expand beyond that? Like, okay, we we got too many customers. We need to have more of them. Yeah. In 2019, the company stopped donating money to groups that were opposed to same-sex marriage. So there you go. There you go. If you didn't learn the first time in 2019, so there you go. There's your another boycott out there. Old Chick-fil-A, and what was his name? McReynolds. Mick Reynolds, not McDonald's. Mick Reynolds out there. People always talk about the Chick-fil-A sauce. Yeah, I guess. Was it the Polynesian one? That's different, I suppose. I don't know. Chick-fil-A is too salty for beer, number one. It's always crowded. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's like people saying, like, oh, McDonald's is the greatest ever. You'll never have a hamburger as good as McDonald's. Like, yeah, you probably will. I mean, you can go to, let's see, we've got Zaxby's around here. We've got a couple local kind of chicken places as well. Popeyes is always great. Popeyes. There are plenty other places to go besides Chick-fil-A. Jiminy says, just sell chicken food. Not chicken feed. Not chicken feed, chicken food. Chick-fil-A isn't smart enough to keep its mouth shut about embracing DEI. What a bunch of dopes. Well, let's find out maybe where that might be coming from. Well, actually, Amy says, I mean, the woke stuff is going out of style. This is a terrible time to decide to go over. No, actually, for the corporations, it's the perfect time. Jimmy, you would think after Budweiser and Target go down the financial toilet, companies would learn from these mistakes. Apparently not. Well, why do they keep doing all this? Let me go back here. Let me find this. Where are we? Do the thing with the thing. Chick-fil-A. Blah 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 blah. There we go. So why do they keep doing this stuff? What would be the reason that Budweiser just doesn't come out and say, hey, boy, that was a terrible idea. Beer sees like they're trying to pivot like completely. It's now like the Harley Davidsons on the cans or something. It's like, oh yeah, we went from super gay to Harley. Beer's not going to say the South Park reference there, but if you've seen South Park, there you go. There you go. So why the heck do they do this sort of stuff? What the heck's compelling them to, Budweiser, okay, we put the thing on the can, why don't we just come out and say, that's a really terrible idea. We're sorry to all our customers that we said are frat boys and everything. We actually want you back. Chick-fil-A, the whole gay marriage thing, it alienated some of our customers, the DI stuff, What does that have to do with selling chicken? Target's a lost cause, but that would be, folks, from our good friends over here at the Human Rights Campaign. No bear rights campaign, gosh darn it. That would be the Corporate Equality Index for 2022. So all of these corporations around the globe, multinational, Fortune 500, all that sort of stuff, they have to submit to the Human Rights Campaign for their Corporate Equity Index. That's why you see some of the stuff where it's saying the same thing over and over again. We value diversity and inclusion and the other thing. Equity. Yeah, that's right. We value all of those. It's a cookie cutter thing. The Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index is the national benchmarking tool on corporate policies, practices, and benefits pertinent to the LGBTQ plus community. There we are, 20 years of impact. So anyways, this goes through all of the stuff that they have here, celebrating 20 years. Oh, they're great. They're great. So they got their Corporate Equality Index here. 842 best places to work for the. So basically, if you're a company, you want to have your name up there, or get the little gold. Should I say gold star? You need to have that gold star mark to get by from the Human Rights Campaign. So let's see. Fortune 500 employees actively participated in the 2022 CEI. That'd be 379. American Law Magazine, 200 law firms actively participating. There you go. So they have it. They have it here. Equality at the Fortune ranked companies. So we have. Let's see. Sexual orientation in the U.S. Gender identity in the U.S. Domestic partner benefits. Transgender inclusive benefits. Organizational LGBTQ competency. A public commitment to the LGBTQ community. So they actually have scores. They actually, I think it's out of 80 or 100 or something like that. So they have, all of the Fortune 500 companies, for example. Let's just do transgender inclusive benefits. What the heck? So they have 66% of all Fortune 500 companies. So don't you think they're trying to... Don't you think all the other Fortune 500 companies are pressuring the other 34%. The ones participating, up to 88%. Not participating, they said screw off, 0%. Good job, non-participating companies. Good job out there. So, anyways, they link all that together. 99.8% of CI rated employees explicitly include sexual orientation as part of their non-discrimination policy. 99.7% of CI rated employees explicitly include a gender identity as part of their non-discrimination policy. Yada yada yada. It goes on. It goes on from there. It gives all of this stuff. Tells you how it does it there. So let's see. Did it have, or was it on the other? I think it was on the other one here. Let me go to the next one here. This is their survey. So they send it out to all of the corporations out there. They got to do. Okay, yes, we include maternity leave for gay folks out there. Let's see. So they have the survey process and methodology. Blah 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 blah. We're not going to get into all that stuff. It's linked in the description. You can kind of check it out if you'd like to. Let's see who completes the survey. So this is all your human resources people, diversity. So the DEI folks, staffing, counsel and legal. That's very important. Marketing and communications, even more important. They're even judging them on their corporate giving. So if you're not giving enough out there, you're going to fail that survey out here. Let's see, the business case drives recruitment and retention of talent and eliminates barriers to investment. So, okay, make sure you're hiring the right people. Make sure you're investing in the right place. We're not going to give you a good score. Eliminates inconsistency across operations, business, clients, and supplies. Reinforces the corporate reputation of a champion of fairness and equality. The LGBTQ++ and fair-minded market segment is looking to spend their dollars with companies that align with their values. And what happens on the other side? Do they just say, oh yeah, okay, great? No, they don't. So anyways, they have, let's see, 30 points for workforce participation. Let's see, that would include, policy includes sexual orientation for all operations, 15 points. Policy includes gender identity or expressions for all operation. That's 15 points. Inclusive benefits. Equivalency in same-sex, different spouse, medical, and soft benefits. I don't think anybody has a problem with that. Equivalency in same-sex and different sex, domestic partner, and medical soft benefits. Again, maybe if they're including, maternity leave. Like, what was that? Mayor Butt up there. He took maternity leave for like 6 months. It's like, dude, you weren't even pregnant. It was your surrogate. Even you and your fella, or the wife, or whatever the heck, they both took maternity leave. It's like none of you were pregnant. What the heck, man? Equal health coverage for transgender individuals without exclusion for medical necessary care. That would actually include the transition part. So that's 10 points right there. Let's just say we don't want to, hey, we don't mind providing insurance to our employees if they're gay, bisexual, yada, yada, yada. But, we're going to draw we don't offer, benefits for this or that. We're not going to offer the benefits for you to transition. If you want to transition, great. If you don't, if you want to, great, just do it on your own time. That's going to cost you 10 points. 10 points out there. Supporting an inclusive culture and social responsibility, 40 points. This goes through a lot. You got train your new hires, supervise those people. How dare you? Blah 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 blah. Anonymous employee engagement, surveys, all this sort of stuff. So that all adds up to what, 10 points. Employee group or diversity council. So I think this is part of the DEI stuff. So that would be Chick-fil-A right there. They're going through all. They're trying to get rid of like all these customers. What was that? 40-something% that said, "Nah, we're gonna go on a boycott." That was for 10 points. 10 points here. There you go. Responsible citizenship at negative 25 points. That's kind of interesting. Employees will have 25 points deducted from their score for a large-scale official or public anti-LGBT blemish on their recent records. So you could probably just have some sort of blue-haired weirdo, write something on Twitter, and you're like, yeah, we're not gonna go there with that. That's negative 25 points. So they bring in all these blue-haired weirdos and they put them in the Twitter space just so they can have their negative 25 points, not deducted away from them. Scores on this criterion are based on the information that has come to HRC's attention related to topics including, but not limited to, undue influence by a significant, they do the shareholder BS, calculated to undermine a business employment policy or practices related to its LGBTQ plus employees. So you could probably have somebody who says, it doesn't make a good business decision for our company to have, the 1%, 5%, let's call it. People out there that want to transition. We might not want to pay for that. We don't mind paying for, healthcare, but, the transition stuff, let's not include that. That's negative 25 points. Directing charitable contributions to organizations whose primary mission includes advocacy against LGBTQ plus equity. So if you gave money to the Catholic Church, that's negative 25%. Opposing the Dodgers, right there. There you go. Opposing shareholder resolutions reasonably aimed at encouraging the adoption of inclusive workplace policies, revoking inclusive LGBTQ plus policies or practices, or engaging in proven practices that are contrary to the business's written LGBTQ plus employment policies, which, by the way, this is part of whatever, 10 points or 20 points or whatever it was up here. So you're already losing 10 points and then 25 points if you change it. You're like, okay, this is a bad idea. Let me change that up. That's negative 25 points. Businesses are rated on a scale from 1 to 100. There we go. With certain number of points awarded for meeting each criterion. The HRC Foundation will continue to award partial credit to employees that have satisfied a portion of a certain criterion. So if you're wondering, like, okay, why are all these companies doing stuff that it goes against their bottom line? I mean, why wouldn't Bud Light, stem the flow? Okay, hey, we messed up on this. We didn't mean to do the whole transgender folk on the can there. We're not gonna do that anymore. You have our promise. Well, that's negative whatever, 25 points, negative 50 points. The Human Rights Campaign is gonna come after you, and God forbid if the Human Rights Campaign sets its eyes on you. It's a charitable organization, people. Charitable. Look at them. It's a foundation. What could go wrong? I mean, anything with the foundation at the very end, it's got to be good, right? Like, I don't know, the Gates Foundation. It's got to be good. I mean, they wouldn't do anything like, mess around with viruses and some communist country that accidentally released the whole thing upon the world, deny any involvement in it. I mean, they're a foundation, for crying out loud. Foundation. Yes, indeed. Oh, holy cow. The chat is lit. Lit up, people. Lit up. Let's see. Let me see. P-Money says, man, of course, just as Chick-fil-A starts expanding into Canada, and that's when they get worse, blame Canada, everyone. It goes along. I can't disagree with you there, P-Money. Cannot. A time for corporations to stop bending the knee, says Jimmy Cricket. To self-appoint a pervert organization. Well, that would be negative 25 points from the Human Rights Campaign. PI says, it's easy for me not to shop at Target. We don't have a Target. Consider yourself lucky. We call it, I don't know if it's a southern thing or not, we call it Target instead of Target. It's like a fancy... Bear has this opinion of there's like two different Walmarts. Like there's the Walmart in the goods section of the town that's like nice and it's got clean aisles for the most part. And people there that are happy and they want to help you out and all the other stuff. And then you got the bad Walmarts that are like in the crap part of town and like there's stuff in the aisles and nobody around to help you out and you get the shifty eyes or the slant eye whenever you go in there and it's like, okay, this is terrible. So the Target is like a better version of the better Walmart out there. It's not really anything to write home about. Bear hasn't been. Bear already has a target on his back. Why does he need to go to Target for crying out loud? So, Target, believe me, didn't they try to burn some down there? And where was that? Where was the Summer of Love that they were trying to burn down a Target? Was it like Baltimore or something? But where was it? Where was Minneapolis? I think they burnt one down in Minneapolis there, if Bear remembers correctly. A lot of good their corporate index did then. A lot of good. Amy says, well, if Target isn't in Canada, then you don't have to feel Canada is to blame for everything. I don't know. We'll still blame it on them. Jimmy says, I haven't shopped in Target in 7 years, ever since they allowed men... pardon me. Got the burps for some reason. Men in women's restrooms and changing rooms. Companies that endanger their customers like that don't deserve his money. There you go. Yes, Bear agrees 90% of everything is Canada's fault. P-My says, oh, it's the beginning of the month. I'll have to look at the replay to see if Bear talked about all of the monthly celebrations. In addition to Black Bear Month, Bear is proud. Bear is proud. He should be black and proud. It is also National Accordion Month. Who knew? Who knew out here? Let's see. Jimmy says, imagine selling out your entire customer base just to win the favor of a group of sexual deviants who promise to give you a gold star for submitting to their demands. Well, that is our good friends here at the Human Rights Campaign. There we are. That is kind of an odd logo there. Kind of odd. P-Money says, hang on, let me calculate my points and see how in the negative he is. Holy cow. Holy cow. Amy has a better way of saying it. She says, the nice Walmart in the battle zones. There we go. Restorations for Black Bears, says Grant. That's probably the best thing you've ever said. Bear Lives Matter. Hashtag Bear Lives Matter. Hashtag Black Bear and Proud, says Jimmy. This is true. Yes, indeed, people. All right, well, it was a long time coming. Bear thinks about 3 years or so here. But we've got an update from our good friends at YouTube. An update on our approach to U.S. election misinformation. I think it's funny that they have they misspelled misinformation. The N is at the bottom. They couldn't have fit the N over here. I think that's chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Today, says the YouTube team, we're announcing a new set of updates on YouTube to address and protect our community, providing a home for open discussion and debate during the ongoing election. It's a season now, all for crying out loud. It never ends. It never, ever ends. You might ask, wait, you can talk about election misinformation again. Let's see if that works. Let's see if it works. We craft our policies. We always keep two goals in mind. Protecting our community. Bear can protect himself. Crying out loud. And providing a home for open discussion and debate. Can we debate the whole vaccine issue? Maybe? Yeah, that'll be in another 3 years. These goals are sometimes in tension with each other, and there is perhaps no area where striking a balance is more complex than political speech. The ability to openly debate political ideas, even those that are controversial or based on disproven assumptions, is core to a functioning democratic society, especially in the midst of election season. We first instituted a provision on our election misinformation policy focused on the integrity of past U.S. presidential elections in December 2020. Gosh, I wonder what was going on at that point. Gosh, something about that. Strange. Once the state's safe harbor date for certification had passed. So what? They could still debate it in Congress. That was the whole January 6th issue. Hey, we've got electors here and we've got questions. Maybe we should send them back and double check and make sure that all those ballots were correct. After all, gosh, it's really weird that we have all these people breaking into the Capitol right when we start to talk about Arizona. That's really coincidental. 2 years, tens of thousands of video removals, and one election cycle later, we recognize it was time to reevaluate the effects of this policy in today's changed landscape. So all those tens of thousands of videos, they're going to come back up, right? They're not. They're going to get all their money back when they were demonetized, and back pay too, right? Right? Come on, YouTube, be generous out there. Jiminy says, R.I.P. the Comic Bears channel. Well, hey, if we're going to end the channel, let's end it on Black Bear Day. And one election cycle later, we already talked about that. In the current environment, we find that removing this content does curb some misinformation. It could have the unintended effect of curtailing political speech without meaningfully reducing the risk of violence or other real-world harm. Yes, because when Bear says something about political, people are out there, all right, Bear, I've got the torch, I've got the pitchfork, you just let me know. Just let me know, Bear. I'll do it. Come on, man. Nobody's out there with their big layer just about ready to light the torch. With that in mind, and with the 2024 campaigns well underway, it's last November, we will stop removing content that advances false claims that widespread fraud, errors, or glitches occurred in the 2020 and other past U.S. presidential elections. But wait a minute, hold on. You took down tens of thousands of videos, but those were false? But we're going to put those back, right? This goes into effect today, people. Today, Friday, yesterday, June 2nd. As with any update to our policies, we carefully deliberated this change. This specific aspect of our elections misinformation policy represents just one piece of a broad, holistic approach towards supporting elections on YouTube. Here's what isn't changing, people. We're ensuring that when people come to YouTube looking for news and information about elections, they see content from authoritative sources, like, I don't know, BuzzFeed News, prominently in search recommendations. By the way, hey, YouTube, since since we found out from a government investigation over several years that there was no such thing as Russian collusion in the 2016 election, are we going to demote the news platforms that have not corrected the record? New York Times won a Pulitzer for their reporting, which was totally false. Totally false. So are we going to... is the New York Times going to be an authoritative source? BuzzFeed News, well, they're not around anymore. NBC News, are they still going to be able to do that? Maybe. We'll see. For example, following the 2020 election, we found that videos from authoritative sources like news outlets represented the most views and most recommended election videos. That's because you were promoting them, dummies. They're right up there on the front page. Of course they're going to be clicked on them. Hey, why don't you put Bear up there on the front page? We'll see how many clicks he gets. In our 2020 election information panel with relevant context from voting locations to live election results, did that count in Atlanta? Did that count in Pennsylvania? Did that count in Arizona the last time? We collectively shown over to 4.5 billion times. Holy cow. All of our election misinformation policies remain in place, including those that disavow content aiming to mislead voters about the time, place, means, or eligibility requirements for voting. The English language sometimes. Hard on beer. On Black Bear Appreciation Day of all days. False claims that could materially discourage voting, including those disputing the validity of voting by mail, and content that encourages others to interfere with the democratic processes. The rest of our policies continue to apply to everyone in YouTube, except for the New York Times, your major outlets that pay YouTube buku amounts of money to be able to put up on the front page. We could go to the 2016 election to see, about those. There were plenty of people that denied El Trumpo got elected. None of their videos got demoted. Not at all. This includes policies against hate speech, harassment, and incitement to violence. We know citizens take the integrity of the democratic process incredibly seriously, and so do we. We'll remain vigilant as the election unfolds, as we did in 2020, and again in 2022. And we have an elections-focused team, including members of our intelligence desk, trust and safety, and product teams, monitoring real-time developments and making adjustments to our strategy as needed. We'll have more details to share about our approach towards the 2024 election in the months to come. So look forward to that, people. Look forward to that. So you kind of wonder, like, okay, did YouTube come out and say, okay, there's a bunch of videos out there. They're talking about election interference, all this stuff. Who is, that guy, he isn't the real president, that sort of deal. Whether it be Trump or Brandon out there. You wonder if they said, oh, okay, yeah, we made a mistake and we're going to go back and correct that. Or you wonder if something like Brandon, with his oval address the other day where they had more downvotes than upvotes up there. 81 million votes, by the way. 81, if you believe it. I wonder if he's in so much trouble that they gotta say, oh yeah, we gotta go back to the election denying videos and information and all this sort of stuff because he's going to lose so badly that they're going to have to say, oh yeah, Russia, again. Again, Russia came. All of that Vladdy came out and threw the whole thing again. So kind of an either or on that situation there. So kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. Let's see. Jiminy says YouTube allowing opposing views on election fraud and cheating as long as it doesn't threaten a Democrat's chance in an election. Again, that's probably that might be number 2 there, where they say, "Oh God, we gotta preemptively do this because just like they did in 2016, they says, he wasn't legitimate. Hillary Clinton was out there. Still to this day says he's not a legitimate president." Yeah, maybe they, like, oh gosh, we don't have the Zuck bucks anymore, so we can't throw it this time. We can't. They've changed some of the election laws, so we can't do the mail-in stuff like we normally did. Georgia changed their laws, so maybe it might go a different way this time. It might go a different way. Grab a drink here. Excuse me. What time's it going to be? Oh, almost 9:30. Wow. How in the world, asked Amy, do you debate an idea which is not controversial? That deserves a thinking face. That's true. I mean, if they just come out and say, hey, we don't want you to, use racially derogatory language or, sexually derogatory language or, straight up harassment of people, just keep it within those bounds and you're good to go. And I think everybody would agree with that. I think everybody would be fine with that. I don't know. They try to say that they have a community that, everybody can kind of go back and forth on, but really they don't want to do that. If you look at actually their news, what were they talking about that with the news, authoritative sources. There sees, CBS, NBC, New York Times, ABC, blah, 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 blah. And, like, they might throw people a bone and say, oh, Fox News. And it's like, haven't you been paying attention? Fox News is bleeding viewers worse than Bud Light is. I mean, it's silly. So, just because even if you count Fox News as like, on the right, which it really isn't, it's more corporatist than anything. But even it's like 10-1. Fox News is their fig leaf. It's like, oh well, we got Fox News there. It's like, yeah, but they called Arizona first. If we can say this, they were completely in the wrong. They called it way ahead of time. Even all the other networks was like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't call that right away. So there you go. So I don't know. Let's see. Jiminy says, Amy Lester, yeah, but they might say something you don't like and convince others to speak out as well. We can't have that. Can't have that. Now, Bear would love the same approach that they took to a U.S. election misinformation as to the Wu flu and the vaccine with it. That would be nice. That'd be nice to say, hey, these vaccines really don't work. You're up on the 28th or 29th booster shot. We had the story the other day of the CDC folks there in Atlanta. They had a giant, confab with all of like the people that go. That's their whole thing, is looking for diseases, like they're tip of the spear people. Went into like kind of a 3-day affair or something like that, and like half of the people came down sick with the Wu flu. It's like, okay, how many of those people at the CDC doesn't have their jab, and are up to date with their boosters? I mean, really, come on, man. So we'll see, or maybe a third option here. Places like maybe Rumble or some of the other places, they might be eating YouTube's lunch there, so they might say, oh well, of course we allow all sorts of talk, talk on our platform. Of course, we don't want you going over to Rumble or what's the other one? Odyssey or something like that. So here we go. How is Jamie Foxx doing? I don't know. I don't know. But are they thinking that that's part of like? Are they thinking that it's part of the? Oops. Are they thinking that's part of the vaccine? I hadn't heard that. That would be kind of an interesting one there. That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh, not that one. Let me go and find. Where was it? Oh, by the way, speaking, I just saw this here, so I was like, I gotta mention this. Had this here forever too. Speaking, Beer is just gonna leave this here without much comment, if he can find it. Of course, he can't find it now. Gosh darn it, where did I go? Here we go. Here we go. Without comment for the LGBTQ plus Pride Month. Just U.S. Embassy in Kabul. In Kabul. Here we go. No, actually, I was trying to find. Where was it here? Oh gosh, where did I put it? Here we go. I was trying to show Jimmy, or not Jimmy, P-Money. The months of here. Let's see, where did I go? For crying out loud. There it is. There we go. Yeah, so we had the National Accordion Awareness Month. There you go. There you go. Along with the, Pride Month and all that other stuff. All that other stuff. Well, people, gosh, do we do this? Do we close out the show this way? So Bear, he tries to do things for the audience. Tries not to do too many personal issues here, especially with Black Bear Appreciation Day. I try not to do too many personal things out there, but a little something that's been kind of bugging Bear all show long here. They have the old National Adopt a Cat Month out there. And kind of unfortunately here, one of the reasons Bear wasn't around on Wednesday the other day, we had our little guy. He was an adopted cat out here. Let me find him here. Had our little guy, our little adopted kitty out there. There he is, climbing in the Christmas tree, as it were. Great, lovely little guy there, but he went missing. We have no idea. Have no idea where the little guy went. He had a late night snack one night, and then go out the next morning, and he is gone. No sign of a struggle. No, bears in the woods here. You got the woods there, all sorts of other critters out there, but no sign of anything. He's just poof, just disappeared out there. So Bear's kind of been a little bit of a funk here for the past couple days, trying to figure out, where the little cat is at. Bear's missing his little kitty out there. So it was National Adopt a Cat Month. So he actually it was going to be he would have been 2 years next month. It was July. He was actually found out. We had a neighborhood cat. So that was his dad, but we can never figure out his mom. So kind of joking around, said he was half mixed with a possum and a cat out there, kind of playing games with him and everything there. But yeah, I don't know where the little guy went. So kind of depressed Bear just a little bit here. Doesn't want to depress the cat. Doesn't want to depress the audience here. But yeah, there we go. Just had a little bit going on, and if you happen to be out in the woods there, keep an eye out there for Bear's little guy. And always like to scratch his belly. Anyways, thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. We hope he's fine and okay. Maybe just reunited with his mama kitty out there. We never figured out who Mama Kitty was. Maybe have been a panther. We've got panthers around the area. They're very rare. But cross between a panther and a cat, I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe so. Thank you, Jiminy. Thank you so much. Again, it's like one of these, like, it's not like you got, ran over in the road or anything. It's just missing, gone, poof. It's very, very, very sad out there. Very sad. Thank you, though. Thank you. Hopefully he will come back. Or at least find a good place with plenty of food. Maybe Timmy will keep an eye out for him as well. I hope so. Hope so. Anyways, there he is, looking very dapper. He didn't take that many photographs, but the ones that we had here were some funny ones out there. He climbed up the Christmas tree. We couldn't have any ornaments on our Christmas tree, so he would climb. He'd climb up the first year. He's a little kitten, but then the second year he'd grown into a kind of a bigger cat. That Christmas tree is like swaying back and forth, left and right. He couldn't go all the way to the top this time, so poor guy. Anyways, maybe he's up in a tree somewhere out there. Somewhere. Anyways, didn't want to depress everybody out there with all this sort of stuff. Kind of a downer there, but there he is. There's his belly. There's his belly there, looking out towards the woods. Towards the woods out there. So, anyways, Bear, thanks everybody out there for the nice words out there. Oh, P-Money. So you had no ornaments on a bear tree. A bear tree. I think that will round it out here. For Bear here, making him laugh with the puns out here. Yes, indeed. All right, well, let me go back. Let me just thank everybody here real quickly. Let's see. I know we saw Grant. Jiminy has unsubscribed from Bear on National Black Bear Day. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Always want to thank Amy and Melissa as well. Always thank you, ladies. Do appreciate it. Let's see. Grant. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? P-Money. All of our Russian bots and lurkers. The Russian bots. They're the ones that threw the election. They threw the election out there. Gosh darn it. Anyways, want to thank everybody out there. Do hope that you're going to have a great weekend out there. But you know what? All this talk about National Black Bear Day, it's making Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrrr.